Hello, my friends. I was supposed to head home today, but no. The weather said, chaos, I will give you chaos. So we have diverted, and I am not home. And I probably won't get home until Saturday. You know, it's a saying for a reason. You can't predict the weather. So what we're gonna do is, it's Thursday, and I have some things that I've been trying while I've been gone, and I have things that I really enjoyed. And then I have things, and things have been tried, okay? Worn, lasted all day, didn't last, or lasted, but just there were other things that were better. We still have some things to talk about, and I have it all with me. All right, let's do this. So remember on Monday we did a tutorial. This hourglass powder.
Don't mind the boss.
Did we have a hamster digging in his little cedar shavings?
It's the protection for the light.
Anyways, I like the powder. It's fine. It's great. I've used it 3 times. But that being said, there's a powder that I prefer over this. There is, and I believe it's not as expensive either. Now, if you have a fair or light medium, even medium skin tone, this one is very translucent, but I do find that sometimes on deeper skin tones, even translucent powders like this, they tend to, not always, but we don't want to run that risk. But that's why we're going to go back to the hourglass. But if you're in the shade range closer to mine, even medium, medium tan, I love this powder. This is from M Cosmetics. The packaging's pretty, but it's not about the packaging, but I love checkered anything. Remember my parents that used to race cars. But anyways, the formula is just a 10 out of 10. I'm actually going to take some micellar water and kind of wipe down my face. Just kind of, it's humid where we relocated to. But obviously I've been using the heck out of this and I can't get enough. I love it. But that's why I wanted to go back to the hourglass, because there are deeper shades in this and I love the idea, but they're all translucent. So they're a very sheer version of the skin tones. But if you have a deeper skin tone, I love that they did one that is absolutely not going to leave a cast. So I do love the formula. It's not about that. It's just for my skin tone and similar skin tones. I enjoy the M Cosmetics one. So the next thing, this extra spicy price Tom Ford foundation. I was able to wear this 2 more times. So I always get things 3 times. Is it beautiful? Yes. Y'all, it is so, and I should have documented it, but we've been very busy with meetings while we were gone, but same. Y'all telling me it's even in the same, I didn't even realize that. Remember, Estee Lauder owns Tom Ford Beauty. Beauty, not the fashion, just beauty. So do with that what you will. I prefer this. Also, this has better shade range. In the Tom Ford, the closest shade for me was 4.7 Cool Beige. Give it a really good shake. Okay. I was already shaking it before this, but okay, so there's that one. That's my closest in it, and it's still a touch too warm. Again, I was at the boutique. I swatched all the shades, and that was the closest. Then we have Outdoor Beige. It's so good. I'm trying to get some out. There we go. And then look at this. Oh, I'll compare them. Look how much better that is. That just melts in. This one is still pretty good, but this is a touch too warm. And look at that. That just disappears. And like I said, for this price, there could have been a better match. They even look similar. Even the way that they dry down. Here, let me thin this one out a little bit like I did Double Wear. They look similar. Everything about them. That's interesting. It's so interesting. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit my micellar water. And this is another reason I wanted to do, that's a stain. This one's clean. But it's another reason I wanted to do Sheila, because when I travel, I cannot, obviously I don't use the makeup wipes. So if I touch up, I want to do a little bit of micellar water because I don't want to take my wing off. I don't want to take my brows off. I kind of just want to freshen up the skin. And then I'll show you what else I do. But first I'll do just a little bit of micellar water. But what I was getting at with Sheila is I can't sleep at night staining the white cloths. I just cannot do that. So obviously we did Sheila because it's fun. And I used to I still do, it's framed. I have Sheila and I just named it that. No particular reason. I just thought it was funny. And then I wanted to do it in a color that you really can't see too much. And then I'm not staining the hotel's towels. And then I use my Bioderma micellar water. I love that one. I'm just gonna go around and I'll just kind of press it in. Oh, my skin already feels refreshed. And if I already didn't have on what I had on, I'd just go wash my face, but I'm trying to go find some coffee around these parts. Okay, that's good. Nice. So I'm just retouching up my makeup while we talk through. I cannot live. You know, I don't want you to get this one if it's not going to match you perfectly, or if you don't find a color in this formula that you particularly just can't live without, because the formula isn't the exceptional part here. It's the colors. So I love these colors. I feel like About Face formula is even better, but their colors are a little bit more fun and playful. Even the neutrals are just a little bit more expressive, and these are just really great kind of throwing on in a rush colors. And then these are the ones that I love too. See them all compared? They're just fantastic neutral shades. I love them. And then the one I use constantly because it's basically my skin tone is 18M. So again, it's not that the formula is life-changing. It's not really special. The special part is the colors. And you have to be the one. I would go find them. I believe they're at Sephora. But I would go find them and I would swatch them and see if you do agree. Or if you find one that you really, really like. But don't feel pressured to get them because it's not like, oh, these are the greatest things I've ever tried. They're just really, really, really good colors for me. And then before I started on my skin, remember I'm balanced to dry, and where I'm at is also humid, so I don't need to go redo my complete skincare routine. My skin feels really still nice and juicy, but I'll just spray down. I actually love this stuff, and I keep it with me when I travel. Look how much I've already used of it. And that's the foam, so I've already used that much. I've had it for probably about 2 months, and I've used it before. I've used it longer than the 2 months. But it does have the fragrance, and I always want to tell you all that because a lot of us can still be sensitive. It's very lightly fragranced, but it's there, and we're all a little bit different when it comes to scent sensitivity. I'm going to add just a little bit of eyeshadow just to the outer corners while that is drying. Ooh, I feel like my skin already looks better. We're back to glow and not grease. Leave me be. So I love this palette, and I've been just grabbing that shade on an E28 and just pushing that into my socket. And then I'll take the side of it and tap it. And I do find eyeshadow has been layering flawlessly on top of the liquid eyeshadows. And I highly recommend them as a base if you have oily eyelids. Any liquid eyeshadow, again, not the Armani, just any liquid eyeshadow. Doing your eyeshadow this way would be ideal. Push it into the socket. First, we're just kind of pushing it in there. Then we take the side that had the shadow on it, and then we lightly tap to transition. It really is that easy. I'm feeling a little bit spicy. I also forgot to tag this palette, but let's put a little bit of this shade. Just put it here on the lid. And they're kind of this really pretty transparent sparkle. Isn't that nice? I love it. You could build it up with a wet base to have it. See, you'd have more of a base. There is a base to it, but I like to wear them a little bit more sheer, especially because it's still daytime. I'm just trying to do it softer. Y'all know how I get. I'll be smoky-eyed to my widow's peak up there if I don't just calm myself down. Oh, that's lovely. I cannot stress enough that this is actually a really good product. I'm gonna roll a little bit of this through just to kind of refresh my mascara. Just kind of perk it up a little bit. I didn't do my hack this morning. I just threw on mascara. I didn't know where I was going, who I was, what was going on. I just tried to get to a plane to take me somewhere safe. Now I'm gonna grab a lash comb. Just search this on Amazon. Just gonna pull that through a little bit, and then right before it gets tacky, I'm going to do my little powdery lash hack situation. Do you see how it just refreshes your lashes? I love it. I'm gonna get y'all a link if you want to check it out. Nothing gimmicky about it. Especially since I've not been wearing falsies as much, I have absolutely been reaching for this. But it does help to kind of comb it through, and then no matter what, I'm doing a lash comb. I'm just doing it. Okay, let's grab our lash curler, any translucent powder. But you don't need as much as you think, because just like on a baking sheet, you really don't want a whole lot, okay? And just remember not to blow on it. Don't blow on anything that's going near your eye. I'm not judging, I'm just telling in case you've ever wanted to think about it. And a lot of times the tips that I give, they're not always for personal use. Yes, they're good practices, but a lot of times you have to remember there's a lot of kind of budding makeup artists that might be tuning in, so it's always good to kind of help them. We gotta do this for 20 seconds. Okay, that should be it. It's perfect. And then you just kind of adjust it if you need to, and then it stays like that. That's good. Now, one thing I really have enjoyed, not sure that you need to go get it though, but I will say that the formula is very hydrating, and under eyes like that. And the concealer from Tom Ford was, it's okay. But the correctors, okay, the pink one, okay, here it is. I grabbed it the wrong one. It doesn't matter, we're right here. Okay, the pink one and the peach one. I'm mixing these. This underneath my eye. So I'm just gonna put on a little bit of this. So I just do a little bit of the peach, and then I do a little bit of the pink, and I don't even wear concealer because I mix this together. And then for me, it's just this beautiful under eye brightener. Put a little out here too. It's so good. And then I'll show you what else I'm gonna put on. Let's blend this. I'm ahead of myself. Woo! So the only way I'm going to let you justify, but by the way, I was told by the sales associate that these are being discontinued. Of course they are, because they're really good. But the only way I want you to even consider this is that if you have extremely dry under eyes. Because if you do, go buy these. They are delightful. And then I'm not even gonna have to set this the way that I would normally have to set other things. I feel like this is an advancement. This formula, what is ruckusing out there? This formula is truly exceptional because it's not creasy. Even though I'm getting that mega hydration, there's nothing from Estee Lauder quite like this. And then of course they're gonna discontinue it. Now, you feel me. And I don't want to mix this. I probably should have done this first, but that's okay. I'll just put it on the back of my hand first. Anyways, that back of my hand is clean. So we'll just put this on the back. I do about 2 full wands. I cannot live without the stuff. It's out of stock, and that's scaring me because I cannot stop wearing it. And it's all I'll wear with the concealer underneath my eyes. If you have any kind of redness, for me, it just turns, and again, it's not one that turns into my foundation. It's not a transformer. It's still just a corrector, but somehow it is just exceptional, and I'm able to wear it alone. So wherever I have the smaller amounts of redness, I'm gonna put less. And then I blend it with the C41, and it takes me 2 seconds. Exceptional. 10 out of 10. Now I'm just gonna grab a C41, and we just stamp to blend. And don't be afraid of it looking green, because it does dry down. Again, it's not a color changing one, but just the more that you tap and it kind of just corrects, it doesn't look green at all. Ben has not called me his little cutie alien girl one time. Right, Ben? say. Then I take that same C41 and I wipe it on Sheila. Then I grab my powder and I just do a really light dusting. And then I barely do it underneath my eyes because I'm telling you that stuff is pretty exceptional. And then I don't even really do anything on my forehead. I think I have a little bronzer residue up there, but I'll show you what I'm gonna bronze with. Okay. If these are still available and you have skin tone close to me, please get both of them. Not only are they adorable, but they are some of my favorite colors that I've ever tried. So I kind of use this one as my bronzer. It's a blush, but this as a bronzer on me, it's my jam. It is my absolute jam. So if you're also too afraid of bronzers turning orange, this is not, because it's basically a red bronzer. It's also what I like to call a 10 out of a 10. And then this one's called Chip, by the way, which is adorable. I mean, we love Chip. A little cutie patootie. Now look at Mrs. Potts. It is perfect. Okay, and then I like to place it here. Do you see how it's just not too bright, but it's not too matte? And it's ColourPop. It's very affordable. And the quality is just so good with these. I just love it so much. I've been using those two nonstop. I'm gonna go get you a link. I'm actually gonna put a little bit of Chip, which is this shade. I'm gonna put that underneath here. Just for a little bit of definition. And I also feel that if you don't want to do a lot of concealer and you don't want to put in a lot of effort, putting something that has corrector tones. So the corrector that I would use would be a peachy shade, similar to this. Putting something similar to that as your lash line color is a quick way to kind of just do less. Back with my lash or mascara dry shampoo. Ooh. I also like the wand. I feel like it really just kind of fits in there and doesn't add too much product, but that's kind of the premise here. All right, I don't even want to think about reapplying my lip for the rest of the day, so I'm just gonna grab my Kiko Milano Unlimited Double Touch. Remember to do bottom lip, and then don't, as it starts to dry, don't let it start to even touch here. It takes a little bit of effort, but it lasts so long. And then I use my Rosy Brown lip liner. Oh, and it will not move until I take it off later with cleansing ball. Now we're gonna top it with the gloss. And make sure you hit a little extra here because it helps it be really, really comfortable. And you can do like that too because it's already set underneath there. So normally I don't rub my lips together, but with this formula you absolutely can. Now, that ain't going nowhere. So everything you saw is pretty much what I've been, unless I was going out for the night, what I've just been doing kind of in a hurry, which I still like to look just a little spicy. Just a little bit, but those are all my current favorites. I mean, those blushes, double wear, which I didn't put on, but if you're wanting a more full coverage glam look, I don't know how that Tom Ford one even made it around and would even get it to my vision to make me want it. Now I'm gonna try my best to do a tutorial for y'all tomorrow too, but it's been weird. Obviously we were in meetings. I did meet with Instagram. That was pretty amazing. Hopefully we can figure out why the stories are still being hidden. They said, let's look into that. I said, please and thank you. So hopefully you'll be able to start, if you're just now hopping on and catching a story. A lot of you are missing them. I still do them. This week I'm traveling and I did one on Monday, and then I've been doing lives. But normally I'll do a story tutorial Monday through Friday, but they just get hidden. So a lot of you are like, are you even doing them? Yes, I am. But I will say when I travel, it is a little bit harder because when I'm traveling for work. So I'm in the meetings and I'm doing the stuff. So if you're like, well, you're not doing them now, try my best. but I don't know what's delayed, where I'm going to be tomorrow. I'm going to try my best, but just know that I'm trying to get home. Okay, that's going to be it. I'm going to go stare at the weather, figure out flights, and try my best. Tonight I'm going to be posting. I'll set a reminder here. But it is an ad, but it's a wear test for Estee Lauder Double Wear, which you have seen me wear. I don't even know how long I've been wearing it. In fact, I was looking through old memories and I know that I was documenting it. Obviously, I've been wearing it longer, but I've actually been documenting wearing it since like 2017 or 18. So obviously it's tried and true. We love it. I don't even have to convince you. It's just a fun video to watch. I love you all so much. And hopefully I can get home this weekend. Yay! Okay, I love you.